Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you the final checkout video of a really cool telephone. This is a Western Electric 3-slot payphone. This is a 223G, and this is Chris's telephone. And basically it had its issues when it came in, and like all the rest of them do. And you kind of just take them one at a time and go through it and get them all straightened out. And so basically what we're going to do now is do some final checks. And I'm going to go ahead and ring the telephone. I'll let that go a couple times. Go ahead and answer the phone, give you some dial tone, and we're going to go ahead and dial our numbers. And I'm going to end in a 2. And so basically now I'm going to transmit into the handset, and you'll watch a red light on the indicator. That's an indication on the analyzer of 100% modulation every time I transmit. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know everything on this telephone is working, and basically what we're going to do now is I'm going to switch the line over into a regular telephone line, and we're going to make a couple calls with this telephone. I'm going to dial, say, a time and temp number.
Good afternoon. Our body shop can repair almost any make and model for less. Offenburg, Belleville, 234-0330. Today is Monday, July 4th. The time is 1:42. Current temperature 97 degrees. Now the weather forecast for the Belleville area. Some showers and thunderstorms today, becoming partly sunny, highs in the mid-80s. Partly cloudy tonight, lows around 70. Mostly sunny on Tuesday, highs around 90.
And what we're going to do is I'm going to call one more number. I'm going to go ahead and call my number, and it'll be busy. So we know the telephone's working. I'm going to put the telephone line back over into the analyzer, and we'll ring it one more time. And we'll dial some numbers again. I'm going to end in a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. So we know this telephone is in working condition. So now let's drop some money in this telephone. And Chris is just going to use this telephone as a bank like most people do. And we'll grab some of this money, and we'll... Now this 223G has a coin return. So if any coins do get stuck up in this machine in the coin validator, basically all you have to do is hit that coin release, and it should kick them right out. Let's put a quarter in. You'll hear a gong. And then let's put a nickel in. That should be a single bell ring. A dime will be two bell rings. Another dime. We'll go a nickel. We'll go a quarter. Go a nickel. dime, dime, quarter, dime, nickel, 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 dime. And so basically what happens now is this telephone did not have any locks or keys to it. And basically, in order to save the customer money, what we can do, and since this didn't have the vault door because this was kind of like a conversion gone bad, you know, when you did them conversions in the older days, they had these plates that they used instead of the vault door, and somebody had a screw sticking through the side of the vault encasement to hold on the vault door. And basically, that's how they kept the vault door on. But we got rid of that and we installed the lock and a key. I also showed that I think in the middle of the road video, that I had welded a bracket onto this vault door on this plate cover. And what happens is, this this bracket that I welded on hits a knockout, and you can see your money sitting down in here, your bubble gum money, but this knockout here is what that catches. So it's pretty sturdy, you know, and I've had a lot of customers tell me that they even hide stuff in these vaults. And although this is not like an actual vault door, it would take them a little bit to get in there if they wanted, you know, to try to get in there. So now that's all been squared away, and your money will be laying down in here, and if you have to hit the coin return, it'll shoot over into the coin return area. So anyway, basically, on the lock and key for the body, it did not have a lock and key either. They had a piece of black electrical tape across here, and so it didn't have any lock at all on the body. But now we have a lock and a key, and we went with an aftermarket lock and a key because Chris was fine with that, and it saves a lot of money. You know, you could go original with this, but, you know, it's not that big of a deal. It's being used as a novelty, and here we are. We got a lock and a key, and it's just fine. So it doesn't make that much difference, and it saves the customer a lot of money. Another thing that I want to show you is when this telephone came in, it had a bunch of black paint. Somebody had painted this picture frame, this chrome picture frame, and we took all that paint off of that chrome frame. We also installed a different informational card, and that gives you a little bit of a look at the informational card there, the one we have in it now. The one that was in there didn't have a plastic cover, protective cover, and so it had taken on a lot of weather, and it wasn't in good shape, so we just replaced it. Also, if you can hear that, we've got a nice thick informational see-through cover, protective cover for that informational card. The other thing that we did was the center dial ring here was so yellowed that we went ahead and put a different one in, and we went through the rotary. So everything on this phone has been gone through. The rotary, all the connections, all the network has been redone, and everything like that. Another thing that they had a bell installed inside the vault here, and it was also held on by a screw that went through the side of this telephone, and it was just flopping back and forth. So that was kind of like a conversion gone bad. And I'm going to go ahead and show you. This is locking the body, so I'm going to unlock the body now. And you don't want to pull this cover off too far away from the body, and I'll explain to you why. Because I'm going to call it original, because you'll see this equipment in here from time to time where they have a plug exactly like this. It came with a conversion kit, I would assume, because this cover would come with it, and I guess you got this plug. Well, when we got this plug, they have gone into it and messed with it, and all the connections at both ends of this plug to part the body and the base unit from each other was just bare wired. What they would do is they took the wires at the end, they bared them, they twisted them together, and they screwed them down wherever they wanted to screw them down and make their connections, which I couldn't really make heads or tails of what they were doing with it because it was all wrong and all that had to be gone through. So what we did was we hot glued each end to protect the wires going in, and on each end of these wires what we did was solder on spade connectors like they're supposed to have, so that you can put them into whatever place you want and screw them down. Another thing that was, this was the original, and I'm going to call it original because that's what was in it when I got it. And so what they had here was this network, which really wasn't so original to the telephone, but it was original to the last conversion. And basically what they had was they had this network mounted right here on the coin chute, and it was flopping back and forth. So, you know, it was just really a conversion gone bad. They also had a really super long line cord, about a 25-footer, just hanging out, rolled up, and that just looks really tacky, because what we do with these telephones is we install a modular port, and that modular port sticks out towards the back of this telephone, and you can plug any line cord into it that you want, any length, any color. So basically all the connections have been gone through and rewired. The hook switch has been gone through. Our bell circuit is fixed into the situation, and all of our connections have been remade and rewired, and the network has been secured. You're not going to move that anymore. That's secured in, and it's not going to rock around or flop around or do anything else. It's all secured now. Your wires should be secured with this hot glue. You can unplug this to mount the base on the wall, and once you get this base mounted on the wall, you just simply plug your connection back together here again. But the hot glue basically keeps the connections of these wires from pulling out when you're trying to pull this plug apart. And so we've got all of our connections here inside, rewired and wired the way we want them to, so that the telephone will work. The coin validator has been gone through to make sure that the money drops through, but if you ever have any coins drop through and they get hung up, you want to just hit your coin return on the other side, and that's basically what it does, is it will kick the coin out. But since it's spring-loaded, basically these can get off kilter a little bit, and you might get a coin or two hang up every once in a great while, but you know, it can happen, or get a bent coin or whatever. And what's cool about these that have the coin return, you should be able to slap the coin return and it should come out. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is we got a bell that came in this when it was converted before. We have that mounted up in underneath the coin validator. And the reason why we mounted it up in this situation was because our network here that we used, that was original to this first conversion, was way too big to really mount in this telephone. And usually the bell would go in this area somewhere. But since the network took up too much room, we went ahead, and it's not uncommon, sometimes we'll mount this bell up in this area. So, and then we have the back of our newer style aftermarket lock that we put in. So everything's been reconnected, repaired, gone through. The rotary's been gone through. You know, everything has been looked at and gone through. And that's basically what you have to do with these telephones when you finish them up. You just, or when you are converting them, you have to go through every little aspect of them. And simply now all you have to do is, I'm going to move this around a little bit, and I'm going to try to swing the base of the phone so that you can get a look. Now all you have to do is simply just pull the line cord out. I don't have a plug on my modular plug because I'm working on phones all day, but you just simply pull it out and plug it in, and you're good to go. So that shows you a little bit of your connection there. This telephone is a really cool, very sought after payphone. These 223Gs were great telephones, and anybody would love to have one of these. Give you some dial tone. We'll ring the bell one last time. I'll go ahead and answer it. And since I'm one-handed here, I'm just going to kind of try to set the body on, but we'll try to get this back on, and then you simply just lock it, and now it's locked, and it's not going to come off. So it all worked out real well. Chris will be pretty happy to get this telephone back, I'm sure. It's a very cool telephone. It looks a little different now that we've done a few things to it. Cleaned up the chrome, got a new informational card in there, a new dial center ring, and got his locks and his keys in, and so it looks a little different, and this telephone's going to be around for a long time. They're built like tanks, and they're really cool telephones. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959, Chris's 3-slot payphone. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.